Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, big ol' fans of all ages, welcome back to another very exciting episode of Preston Can't Play. With me as always, Preston Black.
Hey.
With him as always, it's me, Taun Mitchell. Hey guys, how's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the only WWE recap show within a Let's Play, Let's Talk. With me as always is the WrestleMaster himself, Preston Black.
Hey there, brother.
And entering the ring with a steel chair, it's Taun Mitchell. So, this really cool thing happens. Well, not really cool, but an amount of cool thing happens where the McMahon family took over all of the management shit. And the first promise they made was new matchups. Well, one of the first promises they made was new matchups you've never seen before. No more automatic rematches just because someone takes a title or, has a hard loss. I cannot wait until they actually start that because so far, it's been the same old matchups. AJ Styles is going to be fighting Bryan Daniels, not son.
His actual name is Bryan Danielson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I just got hit.
And I knew that's not what you were saying. I was just adding to the humor.
Got you. And sure, there's AJ Styles earned this by winning whatever Rumble he was in.
It's thinly vague. Thinly veiled.
But it's still so obvious that no, this was always going to happen. Never was this not going to be the case. Can I really just kill this guy? Just like this? Alright, that was chill. They really made a pretty big deal about that guy, huh?
Oh, you want to watch out for verse 5. That's where your next hymn is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that earlier.
Thank you so much, though.
Yeah, and I do think that they're doing a slow burn on this reset, which I kind of appreciate. My general impression is that there's previously established stuff that was happening, and rather than just being forget everything you've seen, they're sort of
fuck what you heard.
They're sort of establishing new stuff and letting the stuff that was already happening play out.
Gotcha.
And it's entirely likely that they're setting up another Daniel Bryan AJ Styles match, and there's going to be a gimmick to it. You know what I mean? Someone's going to interfere or something that's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a match that we've seen a couple times, but it's also not something that's been super played out. I mean, they've only had 2 or 3 matches in WWE at all. Okay.
I guess it's pretty much just when I tuned in was them starting a feud, even though they're the exact same man.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think either they're gonna work this in a way that that changes the dynamic somehow, or this will be it. But they've been doing weird stuff with AJ too, where they're focusing more on a character transition for him. So giving him this match might have more to do with Styles' development than it does the competition between the two of them.
Okay.
That might just be the backdrop for whatever is going on with AJ Styles.
Okay.
In the meantime,
kitties. I was mostly bummed that Mustafa Ali didn't win that, and I get, of course, they didn't because he's so new.
Yeah.
But I'm really hype about him and his whole flavor.
That was one of the other bold predictions that they made on that Walk Culture video, is that they give him the title at some point this year, which I think would. I mean, there's a little bit more of a business logic to it rather than he's hype, give it to him, because I do think it's a bit soon. I don't really love when they give people titles when they're still sort of potentially a flash in the pan.
Okay. I'm gonna die a couple times. I'm really sorry. It's just gonna happen.
It's all right. I like this area. This is fun.
Yeah, it's pretty chill.
Yeah. This is like a Central Europe or a France kind of place, right?
Yeah. Central Europe for sure.
But so what they were saying was that they're so. I don't know how much you know about like the indie stuff that's going on right now.
No, not really.
Basically, you know Bullet Club. You know that Bullet Club exists or did exist. I think it's done now.
Yeah.
So the guys that were like the bigger part of that, Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, they just did this big pay-per-view for Ring of Honor. I think it was officially for Ring of Honor, and it came about because Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer said that in today's climate, no indie promotion could do an event with 10,000 buys.
Mm-hmm. And
Cody Rhodes was like, challenge accepted, and they did it.
Okay.
They put together this indie show, and it was huge. They did it in Chicago, and they sold out the arena, and they oversold their 10,000 buys, and including tickets. So they did a stream of it, and I don't know if the price for viewing it online was included, but they oversold what Meltzer said they couldn't do.
Okay.
Those guys were all had their contracts expire.
Okay.
From their promotions that they were tied to, Ring of Honor and All Japan or New Japan, and they just officially, like this week, have officially started a new American promotion.
Okay.
All Elite, and so the buzz is that this is going to compete with WWE.
Okay.
Directly, like WCW did in the 90s.
Okay.
Everyone's hyped because WWE has become complacent with their lack of like real competition.
Right.
Their closest was TNA, and TNA has been a mess for 10 years.
Okay.
And so this is going to be huge.
Can I interject real quick?
Yes.
So we're meeting a character right now. I forget his real name, but we'll get it probably in this cutscene. Bayonetta calls him Cheshire, and he's hunting Bayonetta for reasons Bayonetta doesn't fully understand. It's this cutscene right here. He watched Bayonetta kill his father.
Oh.
But Bayonetta doesn't remember this because of the previously mentioned amnesia bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
The existence of Cheshire I like a lot because he's part of why I buy Bayonetta being a strong... Oh my god, where's that cat's fucking neck? Jesus Christ. It's part of why I buy Bayonetta as a strong female character, is because he is presented very much as like a romantic. He flirted with the first girl he saw as soon as he smelled the perfume Bayonetta was wearing, said it by name, and then started trying to be flirty about it. And she has been in total control of the conversation because he can't see her right now. She's still in like this kind of between worlds where she can fight the
So he
angels.
just knows that she's there.
Yeah, he can't see any of this right now.
Okay.
He memorized the perfume that was there when his father died.
Wow.
But he's been hunting her. He's a reporter, so he's not actually like a fighter or anything, but he wants to kill Bayonetta because she killed his father. He constantly flirts with her though and tries to make Sims kind of sexualize her, but she just like shuts it down and is always in control of the conversation when that stuff happens. And he's never like, we're never on his side when he's flirting with her. We're never like, oh, come on, give the guy a chance. It's so like, come on, dude, stop being so try hard and nasty.
That's cool.
Sorry, I didn't want to mention that just as we got there.
I'm into that. That sounds awesome.
I'm going to die here a couple times because
I like that dynamic. I like that there's a character who's like pursuing her. That isn't like some like dominant like fighter.
Yeah.
Like, he's not like some threat. He's just like some guy who
he's got his
vendetta.
Yeah, he has his own narrative, his own vendetta.
That's
exactly.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. So the All Elite thing. So what they say is that WWE have had a drop in indie wrestlers being picked up for developmental because people are realizing that because of the success of these guys, that there is a viable option to remain independent and still be successful.
Okay.
So what they say is
joining WWE doesn't have to be the end goal.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. Because it used to be like you were in WWE or you were nothing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or you weren't taken seriously, and like, but now people are on the independent scene, and that includes, I mean, people consider like TNA and Ring of Honor and All Japan, like New Japan, even though they're famous promotions, they still consider those to be independent because they're not WWE.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure what the dividing line is, but that's the language.
God damn it.
And it probably just has to do with like presence and influence. That WWE is this huge, worldwide corporate monster, and even as big and successful as those promotions are, they're just wrestling promotions. You know what I mean? Like, that happened to be doing very well.
God damn it! I was right underneath them.
This cat. So by giving Muhammad Ali,
Mustafa Ali.
Excuse me. I always think
for a second I was like, "Who the fuck are you talking about? How did we get here?" Okay. Sorry, continue.
It's all right. I don't know where I got Muhammad from.
The boxer.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Who's Muhammad Ali? Who's ever even heard of that? What is this made-up name I came up with?
By giving Mustafa Ali the title, they are sending a message to the young and independent talent out there that they can still pursue a career in the WWE and not get buried in their hierarchy.
Okay.
There are...
All right, I've played perfectly, so no pressure.
There are success opportunities and title opportunities for young guys. I think that would be a poor decision, in my opinion. I think he's great, but I just like to see...
You just don't like what they're trying to sell?
I just like, not in this particular instance, just in general, I just feel like the pursuit of the title should take longer than, 6 months on the main roster.
Please be the ends. Oh, thank Douglas. I was at 1 pixel of health for the last little bit of that.
Like there's plenty of other guys who have been around a long time that could be invested in, instead of just like giving the audience the new hotness.
Gotcha. How do you feel about him continuing to be in the chase though? Like still being in the picture?
I think he's great.
Okay.
I think that like, oh shit, this amazing kid like essentially came out of nowhere and like circumstantially got involved in the title scene is a great narrative.
Okay.
And you could push that to the limit, and it's a great underdog story. And there's so many other places for him to go. But they've already set up that like he's a contender because he has a victory over Daniel Bryan, a legitimate victory.
Right. Which that I'm still into. I understand not wanting to give him the title right away, but I like that he's demonstrated that he can keep up with the big dogs. What
I'm wondering now is, are they going to, because they're sort of flirting with the idea of booking AJ Styles as like a tweener. What's tweener mean? I think I just made it up, but basically like just
literally nothing.
I can't remember if that's something that people really say or not, but what I mean is like he's been like this like the top babyface on SmackDown for over a year now. And now this angle with him and Vince is that they're trying to like pull his like edge out again. Okay. Like he's gone soft and they're trying to get like his like toughness out. So Deja Ryan's amazing shitty heel. And so they might be positioning AJ Styles more of like an anti-hero position, or I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit weird to like have have Daniel Bryan turn heel
talked
on
right
him,
through that, I guess.
and then a couple months later he turns heel also. Like, that seems weird.
Okay.
But if they are like, all right, well, people are into Becky Lynch as an anti-hero, let's go the anti-hero route. But then
I'm dead.
and because they've already established
Mustafa.
Let's do it again. I'm touching you a lot today. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Mustafa, I almost did it again. Mustafa Ali as being a part of this picture. I wonder, since they've got a couple weeks left to build for this match, if they're gonna make it a triple threat
Oh, really?
of Styles, Bryan, and Ali.
Just play it safe.
Just going for last names, yeah. Because I think that would be a great match. B, it's a way to change up that formula. It's a great way to get Mustafa Ali like in a position where he can look amazing and he doesn't have to lose.
Right.
But who loses? Because they're kind of investing in this transition with Styles, so like it'd be silly to have him lose, unless they do some kind of a like squirrely finish where like it's a DQ or something. But
right.
I don't know. I'm just wondering if that might do. Or Ali can lose. He can afford a loss. I think.
You're saying having all three of them in the match, but still having AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan get the pin?
I think
on the other.
I think Bryan still has to keep it. I think it's too soon in his
AJ Styles
in this big heel transition for him to just lose his belt.
Okay.
Because then it kind of like takes the
wind out of his sails a little bit.
Yeah. And if Styles loses, it can just further that development. It gives him impetus to like continue down that road of the real AJ Styles. So they're gonna build this as the real AJ Styles versus the new Daniel Bryan. and
Neat.
And the heart of SmackDown.
I don't think this is the new Daniel Bryan. I think this is who Daniel Bryan's been the whole time.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's weird. There's still a possibility for them to change up that match, but yeah, I feel that.
Just so you know what's happening, I'm entering a kind of challenge room.
Okay. Is that why they're throwing buses at you?
No, that was narrative. That was plot. I didn't do these my first playthrough because the very first one I encountered was fucking hard. I wasn't any good at the game yet.
Okay. This is that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I played Bayonetta 2 and was good enough by that point that like I got quite a bit to feel the angels before the time expires using the limited number of punches and kicks allotted. Okay. So like this one I'm probably gonna fuck up.
Oh, you're in verse 5.
Yeah, I just got here.
Is this where you get your hymn?
Will you look it up?
It's
not in this area.
Oh, okay. It's in verse 5. It says, found after defeating the beloved pair. There's a pair of beloveds.
Okay.
And it'll be after that. Failure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this one. I'm gonna back out.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're at time, so
we're at time.
Maybe we will. Can you take another shot at that on the next chilling episode of?
Ooh, I'm gonna back out. I don't think I'm good enough to do it.
Wow. All right.
Sorry.
All right.
Soiree, boy.
Put up the failure counter.
Damn. What the fuck? Huh? Huh, bud? We're doing one of those, bud? Bud? Huh? Huh, bud? Huh?
Oh, we're doing it.
Bud? Are we doing another episode of this?
We're pulling up the... No, this is it.
Gotcha.
Well, hey, it's been a very enjoyable time, and we love you as always.
It's been for real to Matilda.
And we'll see you on the next episode. It's been Taun Can't
On
Play.
the next
You've been saying
chilling episode of Taun Can't Play. That's why it was such a scary episode.
I understand. I don't.